Asante and Providence plan to start vaccinating healthcare workers tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Warren.
And I'm Alicia Rubin. Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center will vaccinate their healthcare workers on Friday. Tomorrow, NewsWatch 12's Adam SCHUMES joins us now live outside of Asante with the details.
Brian and Alicia, good evening. Well, you can say help is on the way for those healthcare workers at Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center. They're expected to get the first shipment of the COVID-19 vaccine tomorrow. Now, that is the one from Pfizer. That was all announced in a press conference today. Just has to be a very exciting moment for these healthcare workers who have put their lives on the line for the last 8 to 9 months during this entire pandemic. Now, I just want to remind you, some of these doses are extremely limited. Now they'll receive that Pfizer vaccine for COVID-19. Asante is one of the first 5 health systems in Oregon to receive the vaccine. The first shipment will cover less than 15% of the staff. Now, for this vaccine to be effective, it must be kept at 70 degrees Celsius. That is required for the Pfizer vaccine.
Asante vaccine prioritization team recommended those who work in the highest risk areas where patients with known or suspected COVID-19 infection are being cared for, or whose roles involve exposure to potentially infectious aerosolized respiratory droplets should be among the first to receive a vaccine.
Now, there's still work to be done. Asante officials said it would take until mid to late February to vaccinate the whole staff. Hospital will not be receiving the Moderna vaccine now that it's approved by the FDA. Oregon and Vermont do not mandate vaccinations, and Oregon has had the fewest per capita hospital beds in the United States. Now, those working at those mobile drop-off sites collecting swabs and those working in the emergency department are some of the first healthcare workers to receive those vaccinations. And you got to think those healthcare workers are very excited at this point to finally get some clarity at the end of this, something to help support them through this trying time. We have all these details and more for you on our website, kdrv.com. But for now, we're live outside Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center in Medford. I'm Adam SCHUMES, NewsWatch 12.
Breaking news tonight, within the half hour, Providence Ministries in Portland has confirmed Providence Medford has received its initial allotment of coronavirus vaccines. Today, Providence held a blessing ceremony for the vaccine clinic in the Providence Medford campus. Providence plans to start vaccinating frontline caregivers tomorrow. NewsWatch 12 will be there for coverage.
And a COVID-19 vaccine is one of the most important tools to end the COVID-19 pandemic. Siskiyou County is expected to receive its first shipments on Monday. Siskiyou County will get 385 doses of the Pfizer vaccine. Dignity Health and Fairchild Medical Center will be receiving those doses, and they're going to be prioritized to frontline healthcare workers who are most at risk of exposure to COVID-19. NewsWatch 12 spoke with a public health care worker in Siskiyou County who is set to receive that vaccine on Monday.
The Pfizer vaccine really is only good for about 5 days outside of an ultra-cold freezer. We do have an ultra-cold freezer now, or a device that will work for that at public health, but we're waiting on one component of that freezer for it to be fully functional. So we can't yet store it at our public health department, but one of the hospitals in the county, of the 2 hospitals that we have, one of them has a functioning ultra-cold freezer at the moment.
Now, who you just heard from said he's very excited to receive the vaccine. He did note that the next shipment of the vaccine will come the following week. That will be the Moderna vaccine. That amount could be smaller than the amount they receive on Monday. And the reason behind that is some of those vaccines could be given to pharmacies. Now, Oregon is in the 1A phase of vaccine distribution based on Oregon Health Authority's plan. OHA is distributing COVID-19 vaccines in line with CDC's recommended phase approach. Phase 1A includes healthcare workers, with first distribution to those with direct exposure to coronavirus. Phase 1B includes essential workers such as teachers, bus drivers, food processors, and people who keep the economy and society open. Phase 1C includes people with underlying health conditions and people older than 65. OHA expects phases B and C to be completed in late spring, depending on vaccine availability.